I've been gaming for over 20 years, and I've played a lot of amazing stuff in my life. And I've stood up and applauded more than a few games. Last month, it happened twice. Look, the PS5's been out for a while now, and we're way past that "there are no games" meme. The real problem is different. There are too many games, and nobody has time to play or research them all. So I'm gonna save you the trouble and show you the 18 games you absolutely can't miss. These are 18 names that will remind you why you love video games so much.
Number 1, Silent Hill F. I'll admit, I didn't have much faith in this game at first, but I decided to buy it and give it a chance. And I actually really liked what I played. Silent Hill F isn't just another horror game. It's slow and deeply unsettling, and that really pulled me in. From the very beginning, you feel that eerie silence, that tension where every little sound makes you freeze. Set in 1960s Japan, the game is hauntingly beautiful. The colors, the setting, the way everything was crafted. Graphically, they nailed it. And the story? Still mysterious, full of that "what the hell is going on" feeling that Silent Hill has always done so well. But what really hooked me is this. It's not just scary, it's emotional. There's a sadness behind the horror, a sense of decay that's genuinely disturbing. You're not just running from monsters, you're walking through grief. This isn't a jump scare kind of horror. It's slow, psychological, and disturbing in a way that sticks with you. The cool thing is that the game has multiple endings, so the replay value works really well here. It's the kind of game that reminds you that horror can also be incredibly well crafted.
2. Gran Turismo 7. You know what's funny? Gran Turismo 7 isn't the flashiest game on this list, but it's one of the ones I keep coming back to. It really reminds me of the first one on PS1. There's something different about it. You start tuning your car, tweaking small details, and before you know it, hours have gone by. This game isn't about chaos or explosions. It's about precision, feeling every turn, every bit of traction, every tiny vibration through the controller. When you nail that perfect lap after trying for what feels like forever, it's pure satisfaction. And it looks absolutely stunning on the PS5. The reflections, the weather effects, the night lights on the track. Sometimes it looks almost too real. But what really makes it special is the passion behind it. You can feel that the developers truly love cars. The attention to detail, the way they make even an old hatchback feel valuable. Even if you're not a car person, you need to play this game at least once in your life.
3. Baldur's Gate 3. Now, let's talk a bit about Baldur's Gate 3. This one isn't just a game. It's a journey worthy of a GOTY award. It's the kind of game you start thinking, I'll just play for an hour, and suddenly it's 4 a.m., and you're still holding the controller. It's freedom, real freedom. You can be a hero, a monster, a trickster, or all three at once in the same conversation. The choices you make really matter, like really matter. If you mess up, the game doesn't hold your hand, it just rolls with it. The chaos becomes part of the story. The writing is insane. Every character is incredibly well developed. Every quest feels personal, and the combat, deep, strategic, yet still fun. It's not that number-heavy system that scares people away. You think, you plan, you adapt. The game makes you care. You laugh, you regret, you sit there after a tough decision thinking, did I really just do that? It's storytelling at its finest, messy, human, and unforgettable. If you're gonna play one massive RPG on PS5, make it this one.
4. Demon Souls. Demon Souls. The game that started all the pain and all the glory. You know what's crazy? Even after all these years, this remake still feels new. The moment you step into Boletaria, the game takes over you. The atmosphere, the music, the sense of despair, it's all perfect. Yeah, it's brutal. You die a lot, you curse a lot, but every time you make a little more progress, every enemy you finally defeat, it's like climbing a mountain. It's not about being hard just for the sake of it. It's about patience, about learning. And visually, my God, Bluepoint didn't just remake the game, they rebuilt it with love. The lighting, the details, the animations, everything feels heavy, precise, and alive. Even dying looks beautiful in this game. There's no help, no map, no chatter. Just you, the world, and your determination. When you defeat a boss here, you don't just feel relief, you feel triumph. It's not a game for everyone, but for those who stick with it, man, there's nothing like it.
5. Death Stranding 2, On the Beach. Man, I don't even know how to explain Death Stranding 2 without sounding weird. It's not a game for everyone, and that's exactly why I love it. Even with all the jokes about it being a walking simulator, it's so much more than that. It's strange, emotional, and sometimes painfully slow, but that's the whole point. Kojima didn't just make a sequel, he perfected it. When I first started playing, I had no idea what was going on. The story jumps so much between the real and the surreal that you start questioning everything. But then, suddenly, it all makes sense. You're not just walking, you're reconnecting people, rebuilding something that was broken. The game has this lonely kind of beauty. You can feel the emptiness, the silence of the world, and yet it's full of meaning. The PS5 version looks absolutely insane. The lighting, the landscapes, even the sand on the beach feels alive. It's a game that makes you reflect in a quiet, deep way. The kind that stays with you even after you turn off the console. You'll either love it or just not get it at all. And honestly, I think that's the genius of it.
6. Rise of the Ronin. Now this one, Rise of the Ronin, is pure passion for samurai stories. If you're into things like Ghost of Tsushima or classic Kurosawa films, this game will feel like home. But it's darker, more realistic, and a bit rougher, and that's exactly what makes it feel more authentic. It's crazy how few people talk about this game. You play as a wandering samurai in a Japan that's changing, caught between old traditions and the chaos of a new era. The freedom here is insane. There's no fixed path. You choose who to stand with, who to fight for, and even who to betray. The story is entirely yours. The combat is brutal, but incredibly satisfying. Every sword strike feels heavy, and when you nail a perfect parry, it's like your heart skips a beat. You can mix modern firearms with swordplay, and somehow it all fits perfectly with the tone of the game. It's not a perfect game. It can feel clunky at times, but it's full of soul, full of heart and grit. It's the kind of game that makes you proud of every duel you survive. I'd say it's one of the most human open-world games I've played in years.
Number 7, Resident Evil 4 Remake. Now this one's a legend. I grew up playing the original franchise games, and I was honestly afraid this remake would ruin the magic. But man, they absolutely nailed it. It's familiar and completely new at the same time. From the very first village fight, you can tell Capcom didn't just remake the game, they rebuilt its soul. Leon is as stylish as ever, the pacing is perfect, and the tension never lets up. The horror, the action, the atmosphere, everything flows beautifully. What surprised me the most was how faithful it stayed to the original. The lighting, the facial animations, the voice acting, everything adds a huge layer of depth. And gameplay-wise, it's still tight, fast, and full of adrenaline. Every headshot, every knife parry, every desperate dodge, all of it feels earned. It's one of those rare remakes that truly respects the original, but isn't afraid to take risks. And when it's over, you can't help but think, man, this is how you remake a classic.
8. Returnal. To be honest, when I first played Returnal, I was really satisfied with everything. There's something hypnotic about it. The loop, the atmosphere, that feeling of being trapped in an alien nightmare with no way out. Yeah, it's hard. You're gonna die a lot. But the more you play, the more it starts to make sense. You begin to notice patterns, sounds, little details that give hints about what's really going on. And then the game becomes addictive. You just need to give it more time to really appreciate it. The gameplay is insane, fast, fluid, and precise. The DualSense controller makes everything feel alive. The rain, the weapon recoil, the heartbeat of the character when you're about to die. It's not just challenging, it's immersive. But what I didn't expect was the emotional weight behind it. It's not just about survival, it's about regret, obsession, and being trapped in your own pain. The story is abstract, but when it hits hard. When I finally finished it, I just sat there in silence. It's one of those games that remind you that gameplay and storytelling converge into something deeper.
9. Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered. You know when a game feels special from the very moment you start it? That's the case with Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered. I already loved the original, but seeing it running on the PS5, it's like rediscovering the game from scratch. The world feels alive. The grass moves with the wind, the machines shine under the sun, and Aloy's expressions are more realistic than ever. What captivates me most about Horizon is the balance between technology and nature. It's this perfect blend of beauty and danger. You're walking through a field full of flowers and suddenly a massive thunderjaw appears and your heart starts racing. The story remains powerful and truly original. That feeling of being small in a world built upon ruins. Aloy's journey is one of the best character arcs in gaming. She's strong, curious, and stubborn in just the right way. And man, fighting those machines with the bow never gets old. You have to think, plan, and adapt. It's not just brute force. When you finally take one down after a long fight, it feels like a real achievement. It's one of those games you can spend hours playing. You have to play it if you haven't already. 10. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. This one is pure fun. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart is pure joy in the form of a game. It has that childhood energy, colorful, fast, explosive, and full of heart. The first time I saw the dimensional rifts happening in real time, I literally said, no way. It's like a magic trick. No loading, no pause, just instant transitions between entire worlds. The PS5 really shows its power here. What I love is that the game doesn't take itself too seriously. It's funny, full of personality, and always surprising you. Every level feels like a new playground. The weapons are insane, like really insane, but somehow they all make perfect sense in this crazy universe. And Rivet, what a fantastic addition. She fits perfectly and even brings some unexpected emotional depth. You start playing for the explosions and chaos, but you stay for the characters. It's a reminder that games don't have to be dark or heavy to be memorable. Sometimes, all you need are games like this one. 11. Ghost of Yōtei. Guys, this game is turning out to be something truly special. Imagine the atmosphere of Ghost of Tsushima mixed with the mystery and tension of classic Japanese folklore. The mountains, the snow, the fog, everything feels spiritual, quiet, and deadly. You can feel the cold through the controller. It's the kind of world that makes you want to slow down just to take it all in. And honestly, I thought this game wouldn't be good, because Ghost of Tsushima is perfect. I really expected this one to be terrible, but no, it's actually really good. The combat, sharp and precise. Every encounter feels personal, like a duel between souls. There's no button mashing here. You wait, you watch, you strike. And when you win, it's not about glory. It's about survival. It's melancholy, almost sad, but at the same time beautiful. It's not just about fighting enemies. It's about facing your own ghosts. If it keeps getting this much positive feedback, it could easily become one of the most perfect games of this generation. 12. God of War Ragnarök. It doesn't matter how many new games come out, God of War Ragnarok is still one of the best experiences you can have on the PS5, period. It's not just epic, it's personal. Now this is how you make a real sequel. We see so many terrible follow-ups out there, but not this one. The relationship between Kratos and Atreus grows in a way that hits you right in the heart. You go from brutal battles against gods to quiet, emotional moments that make you reflect on what it means to be a father, a son, a human being. The writing is simply outstanding. The story avoids all those generic cliches that try too hard to please everyone. And the gameplay? Flawless. The axe still feels incredible. That moment when it flies back into your hand never gets old. Combat is heavy, satisfying, and constantly evolving. But it's the story that truly stays with you. Every realm you visit, every god you encounter, everything is filled with meaning and emotion. It's one of those games where you feel like you're growing alongside the characters. When it ended, I honestly didn't want it to. Few games manage to balance heart and chaos this perfectly. Ragnarok isn't just a sequel. It's a conclusion that makes you love the entire journey even more.
13. Black Myth Wukong. Man, Black Myth Wukong blew me away the very first time I saw it, ever since those early gameplay trailers were announced. You know those games that seem too good to be true? This is one of them, except it actually delivered everything it promised. It's one of the most stunning, myth-filled, and visually breathtaking games I've ever played. But it's not just about the graphics. It's about the soul behind it all. You can feel that this game was made with love, not to please everyone, but to tell a story that truly matters. Playing as the Monkey King makes you feel powerful, but never invincible. Every battle feels like a test, not just of skill, but of patience. The combat? It's weighty, purposeful, and incredibly satisfying. You get punished if you're careless, but once you understand the rhythm, once you start dancing with the bosses, it's pure magic. And speaking of the bosses, man, they're on another level. Each one feels like a legend brought to life. Beautiful, terrifying, and full of symbolism. It's the kind of game that makes you earn every victory. It's a mix of myth, art, and pure challenge, and it deserves every bit of hype it's getting. 14. The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. You don't play The Last of Us Part 2, you live it. It's not a game made to make you happy. It's a game made to make you feel everything. Anger, sadness, regret, confusion, sometimes all of it in the same scene. There's no way this game could be left out of this list. If you haven't played it yet, you really need to do it right now. I remember finishing it and just sitting there in silence. Not because I didn't like it, but because I wasn't ready to leave that world. It's heavy, brutal, but at the same time, beautifully human. The PS5 remastered version makes everything even more intense, smoother, more detailed, more immersive. But the heart of the game remains the same, a story about loss, revenge, and forgiveness. The kind of story that stays with you for years. The performances are simply unbelievable. Ellie and Abby, man, you might not agree with their choices, but you feel what they feel. You understand. And the gameplay, every encounter feels desperate and tense. It's not about being a hero. It's about surviving one more day. Some call it a divisive game. I call it brave. It's one of the few games that made me stop and reflect on my own sense of morality. Few games can do that. 15. Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. Man, to be honest, Cyberpunk 2077 had a disastrous start. I was one of those who felt disappointed when it first came out. But Phantom Liberty completely changed my mind. It's like CD Projekt 15. Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. Man, to be honest, Cyberpunk 2077 had a disastrous start. I was one of those who felt disappointed when it first came out.
But Phantom Liberty completely changed my mind. It's like CD Projekt finally delivered what they promised from the beginning. Dogtown feels alive in a way Night City never did. The tension, the politics, the grime, everything hits harder. And Idris Elba as Solomon Reed? Perfect casting. The guy was born for that role. What I loved most is how personal the story feels this time. It's smaller, more contained, but way more emotional. You're not trying to save the world. You're just trying to survive in it, trying to hold on to something real in a city that's lost its soul. The gameplay changes, the new systems, they all add depth, but what really matters is the writing. It's mature, grounded, and powerful. If you gave up on Cyberpunk, Phantom Liberty is the reason to come back. It's not just DLC, it's redemption.
16. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Man, this game is pure nostalgia and innovation blended in just the right way. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth takes everything you loved about the original and expands it into something truly satisfying. Every area feels massive, filled with secrets and emotion. The characters come to life through their interactions, conversations, and those small moments that make them human. Cloud, Tifa, Aerith, they all feel real again, not just icons. The combat is fast and fluid, yet still tactical, the perfect balance between classic Final Fantasy and modern action. Switching between characters during battle feels natural, and every boss fight is a spectacle on its own. But what really surprised me was how emotional the game feels. The world, the soundtrack, the little details that play with your memories of the original. Everything is made to make you feel. There were moments when I just stopped to look around, listening to the music and thinking, damn, they really did it. It's one of those rare remakes that respects the past, but still has the courage to move forward. It's not cheap nostalgia, it's evolution.
17. Alan Wake 2. I wasn't ready for Alan Wake 2. Seriously, I thought I knew what to expect, but this game, it got into my head and stayed there. It's not just a horror story, it's a full psychological journey. Everything in it feels strange, in the best possible way. The way the lights flicker, time bends, and Alan's writing shapes reality. You don't just play this game, you sink into it. The visuals are unbelievable, and the sound design is absolutely perfect. Every creak, every whisper, every echo keeps you on edge. But what really got me was the storytelling. It's like a dream mixed with a nightmare, constantly shifting, constantly pulling you deeper. And when you take control of Saga Anderson, everything changes. Her perspective adds a bit of balance to the madness, but even then, you never feel safe. It's one of those games that makes you question what's real, and somehow you like being lost in it. In the end, I wasn't just scared, I was impressed. Alan Wake 2 proves that horror can be intelligent, emotional, and deeply artistic. Easily one of the most unforgettable experiences on PS5. 18. Elden Ring. And finally, Elden Ring. The game that broke the internet, broke my patience, and somehow made me completely fall in love with it. At first I hated it. I didn't know where to go, I kept dying, I felt lost. But then something changed. The moment I stopped trying to beat the game and started trying to understand it, everything became magical. This world doesn't hold your hand. It trusts you to explore, to fail, to learn. Every corner hides a story. Every ruin feels like it has history. It's lonely, but never empty. And the soundtrack? It feels ancient, almost sacred. The first time I defeated a boss after dozens of attempts, I swear, I screamed out loud. That feeling of victory, that I actually did it moment, nothing compares. But Elden Ring isn't just about difficulty. It's about discovery, freedom, that feeling of being tiny in a massive world, yet somehow everything matters. Elden Ring reminded me why I love video games, not for comfort, but for adventure.
If you've never played a From Software game before, this is the one that can change your mind or at least make you respect what they do. It's not just a game, it's an experience that stays with you long after you turn off the console. And that's it. 18 PS5 games everyone should experience at least once. These aren't just good titles, they're the kind that stay with you, the kind that make you remember why you love gaming in the first place. If you've played any of these, tell me your favorite down below, or drop one that you think deserves to be on this list. All right, I'm out. Go play something unforgettable.